Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Mr. Ayodele.
Good
Okay,
evening, sir.
okay, good evening. Highly welcome. Uh, our presenter is right on the call. So without wasting time, we'll be starting now. So thank you for joining the presentation. Please, can you see my screen?
Clearly,
Okay, okay. So before I call on our presenter, I want to briefly introduce him. So Mr. Toshukwu Emeka Ume is a dynamic human resources professional and learning and development leader with over 8 years of impactful experience helping individuals and organizations grow, transform, and achieve excellence. He currently serves as the Delegation Learning and Development responsible with the International Committee of the Red Cross in Abuja, where he designs and leads strategic learning initiatives that empower people to perform at their best and progress in their careers. Driven by a passion for human potential, Tochukwu has devoted his career to helping professionals at all levels, from entry to executives, build the skills, mindsets, and resilience needed to thrive in today's ever-changing world of work. His approach blends practical HR expertise with a deep understanding of human behavior, leadership dynamics, and lifelong learning. He holds a bachelor's degree in business administration, that's in management, from the University of Maiduguri, a master's degree in business administration from the American University of Nigeria, alongside professional certifications from Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, Nigerian Institute of Training and Development, NITAD, and the Nigerian Institute of Management. He is also a licensed human resource practitioner. Through his sessions, Toshukwu challenges professionals to think deeply, grow intentionally, and lead courageously, helping them break through limitations, rise with purpose, and leave lasting, impactful wherever they serve. With this introduction, please join me to welcome Mr. Tochukwu Emeka Ume. Sir, you have the floor, sir. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you so very much, Ayo. Good evening, everyone. I hope you all had a good day. If you can just unmute briefly, let me hear your voices. Hope you've had a good day. Hope you're not tired. Hope you still have some oil in your engine to grind another 2 hours. Any confirmations from anyone? Let me know how your day has been so far. Preferably a lady. Am I even audible to start with? I'm not sure you can hear me, yeah?
Hello, Mr. Tochukwu. I can hear you very well.
Oh, finally. Yes, tell me, Sarah, hope you had a good day.
Yeah,
You still have
sure.
some
Even
energy
though,
to go?
sure.
Obviously, I see you're still on your way home or somewhere around.
Yep.
Okay, so who else? Let me hear from a man. Any man here? Let me know, please. How's been your day? See, guys, if we can't talk, then it's not going to work. So we need to talk. We need to know, hear ourselves. It's going to be a conversation for most of the time. So let me know. Let me know. Let me know. You don't feel like saying anything? Hello, brothers on the call. Are you shy? Okay. Very interesting. I don't know how we're going to continue. It doesn't seem like people are listening to me. I'm not sure they are on the call. So I don't know how we can proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tochukwu. Yeah, we are on the call, and looking forward to broadening my knowledge and be able to tap from your wealth of wisdom. Thank you, and over. Babajide by name.
Okay. Thank you very much. Okay. Well. In that case, I will just begin the best I can, and let's see how God will help us. So we're going to have this conversation hopefully for the next 1 hour, and we'll do a lot of engagements, and then we'll call it a wrap. So permit me to share my screen. So how this is going to go is to make it easy for us will be that I will appreciate if I get to finish up, and then I will take your questions. So if you have questions along the line, kindly help me either drop it on the chat box or write it somewhere. I will attend to it a bit later. So that we can be able to really hear ourselves and engage properly. So we'll see how it goes as we proceed. So please feel free to drop your questions anytime you have a question, and I will, in between the conversations, take a pause to look through the chats, and also I will create a time for us to engage and ask all the questions we possibly could have. The discussions today will be just in 8 segments, like you've seen. Basically, will be around understanding what career excellence is, then a brief intro on David's journey and how it mirrors our career stages today. Then I will introduce the David framework, and we'll discuss how to map the framework to different career stages, how relevant it is for each of these career stages, and how we can apply it in any career stage we find ourselves. Then we summarize, bringing back some of the key points. Then we have the moment to conclude and discuss, ask questions, and reflect on all what we have discussed already. So this would be the format. And if you give me your cooperation, especially your attention, we should be done in about 40-45 minutes, all things being equal. Okay, that being said, what will you gain? So if you stay until the end of this call, it will be clearer to you where you stand in your career journey and what exactly is holding you back. You will also understand the practical roadmap that will help you overcome that stagnation you are in there, and then position you for what is ahead in terms of your career aspirations. You will hopefully gain inspiration that will help you grow with courage, resilience, and purpose, just like our key character that we are mirroring today, which is David. And you will know how to use the David framework, which is a tool that I developed, so it's trademarked, and you'll be able to know how to use this tool to move within your professional context, moving from where you are to where you need to go. And then hopefully you will have a mindset shift, moving from a mindset that is more self-centered to a legacy mindset, gaining new perspective on success that goes beyond achievement to lasting influence. So these are the package I hope you will gain if you stay with us for the next 40 minutes to 1 hour thereabouts. If you drop somewhere along the line, Well, you probably will gain some and maybe not all. However, you are strongly encouraged to watch the recording. I don't know if the recording will be available for those that maybe will, one reason or the other, unavoidably drop out. But I hope you don't, because the questions and answers, or the questions you probably have, you may not have the chance to ask when you watch online. That being said, let's take the dive. Please, you can take the chat room, drop in the chat for me. Let me see how many years of experience do you have currently in your professional experience? How many years of experience do you have at this moment? I'm looking through the chat and I would love to see your responses. Okay. Is anyone dropping? Okay, 9 years, I see. Okay, about 9 years. Who else? At least I need 5 responses before we can proceed. 6 years. Thank you, Aisha. Who else? How many years of experience have you had so far in your professional journey? Welcome, Ikechukwu. You are just joining us at about the right time. We are asking a question. How many years of experience do you have so far? If it is none, feel free to type 0. If it is 2, 1, I need at least 5 responses before we can proceed. I need to know that you guys are with me here. Thank you, Abdul Muttalib. 4 years, okay. 2 more to go. I'm still a student. So, thank you, Kate. Ikechukwu, you can use the chat box. Just drop your response on the chat. Thank you. One more response to go. Over 10 years. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that's actually the pause I wanted to feel. So we can see in this call, we have people who are very experienced. We have people who are mid-level experienced professionals, and we have people who are yet on the entry level. So irrespective of the career level you find yourself today, this conversation is very valid for you, because you will find yourself in any career stage you may be, and you will pick what is relevant for your stage and apply it appropriately. Now, having said that, let us look at what career ceiling is. So a career ceiling is that invisible limit professionals hit when their current skills, visibility, mindset, or network can no longer support their next level of growth, regardless of the years of experience or habit. We can see that some of us have 7 years of experience, some 0, some 10, some more. Irrespective of where you are, there comes that time where you hit the block. It looks as though you cannot proceed from where you are. It looks as though you are stuck. You're not sure what lies next. You know, there's that clock. You're like, how do I do to break out of this? You know that there is something you're aspiring for at the next level of your breakthrough, but somehow you are not able to get there. For those who are early career professionals, it is mostly the struggle to be seen and trusted. It seems as if you are invisible. Nobody knows you. Nobody can see you. Nobody can even trust you with a job. Irrespective of what you think about yourself, people don't trust you to give you the opportunities. For mid-career professionals, it's the tension between competence and influence. You are probably at that point when you are doubting yourself, do I really have what it takes to earn what I really want to earn? Do I have what it takes to be where I want to be? Do I have the right amount of influence to proceed from where I am to where I think I should be? Am I even worth it? That's questions are there. And then for experienced professionals, it's usually the question of relevance and legacy. Am I where I should be? Am I known? Have I reached that level of dominance? Am I at that level where I can now train others and hand over whatever I have learned over the years? A career ceiling isn't a wall that stops you. It's a mirror showing you what must change before your eyes. So you must pay attention. That question, that limitation is not to stop you, that thing you perceive. So the mindset shift you should see from the first conversation we're having now is that wall, that limitation you're seeing should not be what will stop you from where you should be. Instead, it should be what you should know that, okay, this is what I must do to break through. So stop seeing a wall. Abola G, thank you very much. Could you please mute yourself? Thank you. So you could see that wall is actually penetrable. So you can break through it, and until you break through it, you are stagnated. So I want to challenge you to shift your mindset from looking at that wall as a stoppage, but rather seeing it as a mirror showing you what you must do to get to that next level. So it is not just you. Every one of us hits a career ceiling, but it is only those who relearn, reinvent, and realign that can rise beyond that ceiling. So don't think you are alone. Don't think you are the only one who is affected. Don't think you're the only one who is stagnated. Almost all of us are at one point in time or the other. But then, if you can learn how to relearn, reinvent, and realign yourself, you can beat the chase and get to where you need to be. Having said that, let us look at our key character, David. David is a character from the Christian book, the Holy Bible, which I know very well, but then is a character that is known to almost everyone. In the Muslim setting, I think the name is Dawuda. For those who know him, you must have read about him, you must have heard about him. So he's a very popular figure. But then we are not looking at religious sentiments, as it were. We just want to use him as a case study to drive home the key learning points and then how it applies. Now, the story is told that David was a shepherd boy who eventually became a warrior and then a king. In between becoming a warrior and a king, there was a phase where he ran for his life, which was the fugitive phase, where he faced a lot of challenges, navigating politics. He tested his resilience, built his competence, refined his skill, helped him to train people and all that. And then he got to that phase where he now led people. So it is the same story for every one of us as professionals. Before you become the master in your field, there is that phase where you are almost nobody. That phase where nobody knows you, nobody is watching, nobody cares whether you live or die, nobody even knows what you can offer, but he knows you. But then there is that phase where you begin to prove your competence, begin to earn visibility through the results you deliver. And then there is also that phase where you navigate certain career challenges. And then that phase where you begin to dominate. So for everyone, before David held a crown, he carried the sling. So for every one of us, before you get to that level of dominance in your career, in your professional life, there is that phase where you need to work it out. And that is why we're having this conversation today. So you can understand exactly what phase of your career are you in right now and what you must. Now, for each of these phases, there is no definition or timeline tagged to them. It is up to you to define when you want to come out of it. Some people, unfortunately, may not get to their king phase in life if they don't master these tools that I'm sharing with you today to break through the career ceiling. So they remain boxed up and remain stagnated in that particular phase for probably a lifetime. But if you're able to master this tool and deploy it properly, chances are high that you will move from that phase where you are to the next phase where you need to be. And this is totally dependent on you. Each stage prepares you for the next. So if you jump a phase, chances are high that you will struggle in the next phase. So you must prepare yourself, learn, relearn and unlearn for you to be able to maximize each phase you find yourself to make the best of the next phase. You will only grow through it, but only if you grow through it, not just go through it. So if you grow through it, it prepares you for the next stage. But if you are just going through the stage without growing through it, by growing through it, I mean picking the key points, learning the lessons, applying the key points or the tools I'm going to share with you today. Otherwise, you will just be going through that phase. And if you're just going through that phase, you probably will remain there for the rest of your life. I don't hope that will be the case for you. And for many people, these phases are not, because I have passed through a warrior phase, I will never get back to the shepherd phase. You may still get back to the shepherd phase, especially when you maybe change career line, when you relocate to a new environment, when you change your place of work. You get to that point where nobody knows you, are untested, untrusted. We just want to see, what can you do? So irrespective of where even if you've gotten to a king phase at some point in your career, chances are high that you might find yourself again, one thing or the other might happen, you find yourself in a warrior phase, in the shepherd phase, or in the fugitive phase. So it keeps going round and round and round. So your ability to master and understand what phase am I in helps you to know what to do to go to the next phase. Having said that, I introduced to you the tool or the framework that we're going to use to have the conversation tonight. So David's rise was not just luck, it was strategy, it was discipline, it was divine alignment. This strategy is translated into the David framework, as I choose to call it. So each of the pillars in David framework reflects a corresponding strategy on how modern professionals can translate them into actionable career principles that can be applied to overcome stagnation, grow strategically, and lead with impact. So the David framework that I'm going to be presenting to you from the next slide will help you to conquer your career ceilings and give you the roadmap for your career elevation in any season of your life. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the David framework. So the David framework is just an acronym to define various things that you need to do for various stages of your professional career. For example, the first D represents develop mastery. The A represents act visibly. Then V represents venture resiliently. I means invest in influence, and D is design legacy. We're going to be on board on what do you call offloading them one after the other, and I'll show you how it applies for your career stages wherever you may be at this particular point in time. So at any point in time you have a question from now, please feel free to drop it on the chat. I am looking at the chats, so if I think it's something we need to respond to immediately, we'll respond to it. Otherwise, we'll call you to maybe verbalize your question, or maybe we'll give the time at the end of the call for you to ask your questions. So the first one, develop mastery. So to develop mastery means to build repeatable, demonstrable competence so your work becomes undeniable evidence of value. Now, for introduction, before the crown, David mastered the harp and the sling. His excellence in shepherding music and battle wasn't for show. It was preparation. David was a shepherd, a role that trained his focus, skill, and decision-making. Those unseen years built the mastery that prepared him for public success. His reputation for skill brought him before King Saul long before he was known as a warrior. For those that know the story, you know that David was a shepherd boy, of course, the youngest of his father's home at the time. He was deemed not fit enough or strong enough to join the military, and he was sent to take care of the shepherd. His elder brothers were, of course, enlisted in the military, and he took care of the family's flock, And it was recorded, according to the story, that there was a time a bear and a lion attacked the sheep, and he had to fight them to save the sheep. Okay, the flock, is it the head of sheep or and all that, ensuring that none of them was harmed. Fought, gave his life for it, fought for it, ensuring that he delivered all the flock of his father from that beast that came to attack them. Now, David also was very skilled in playing the music, what in modern day we will call the guitar. Okay, so he was very skilled in playing the harp, and it was recorded that the king was, troubled, with I believe some psychological problems at the time, and for him to relax, he needed some cool music. They searched all over the country who could play, music for the king to, relax when he's being troubled. And somebody recommended that I know a young boy who knows how to play this music very well. And he was brought in. And indeed, when he plays the music, it helps the king to relax very well. And it earned him the credit. So even before he became a warrior that announced him on the larger scale, he knew how to take care of the sheep, fighting for them, saving them. He knew how to play the music very well. Now the question is this, for us, especially for some of us that may be students or who do not have experience yet, you often would say when you go for interviews and they ask you, what do you know, or tell us about yourself, all you can tell, I'm a student, and that. But forgetting that there were times, even as a child in your father's home, either maybe because you're the first child or the last child, whatever your position would be, like in my family where I grew up as a last child for my parents, I was doing the dishes. I was doing some of the basic house chores, doing the dishes, sweeping the house, taking care of one or two things in the kitchen. Those were skills that we were building. So you can leverage on some of those skills. Some of us had the privilege to support our fathers and our mothers in their businesses, maybe their supermarkets, for those that were traders and all that, attending to customers, selling, and all that. You're actually building skills from your sales, customer management skills and all that. We're actually building skills over time. But many of us will not reference that when we, go for interviews, especially for people who do not have professional experience, as the case may be. So those things that life exposed you to, you are actually building capacity through it. For some people that are elder brothers and elder sisters in the home, you learn negotiation skills. You're able to settle your siblings when they fight. You are able to, broker peace deal amongst them. You're able to negotiate for both of them. You're able to settle, communicate in a way both parties can understand and resolve the conflict. Conflict management, negotiation skills, and all that. You're building these skills even as you're growing up. But sometimes we don't see these things. We're not knowing that those are the things that already we are accumulating those skills, developing mastery on them, and those are the things that we will need when we go into the workspace eventually. Those are the things that we will need to deliver, results, as the case may be, as we continue to go in our career life. So these are some of the things you must see. It was the same for David, okay? Just doing a regular thing as a shepherd boy, thinking that he was just enjoying himself, playing music that he loves to play. He was not even being paid for it. He developed mastery for it. And it is because he has mastered those skills that somebody will recommend him to say, we know a boy that can play music. And that boy was brought before the king. He did not disappoint. He delivered. So those skills you are building on, pay attention to them. If you need to refine them by going to taking additional courses online or face-to-face, refine them, do better at them, so that when you have your breakthrough coming before the people that matters, you will prove yourself just like David did. Now, what are the key behaviors that we should expect of people in this category to practice? First is to practice your core craft daily. What is that thing you think you can do very easily? For you, those things come as normal life. But for the people or the companies where you will find yourself in the future, those things are actually innovation. Okay, for me, when I began to learn Microsoft Excel, it was just out of curiosity because I loved calculation and I realized I could do it without a calculator but on a computer system. And I've always had the idea in my head of being a banker. So I learned how to use the computer. And when I saw I could do calculation in the computer, I became more interested. It was exciting for me. But lo and behold, that became what gave me my first job after my youth service, just Microsoft Excel. So what is that skill, that craft that you already know how to do? You need to practice it daily. It is not just enough that you do it when you feel like. Let people know you, let it be your differentiator. Let people know that when they are looking for someone to solve this problem, they can rely on you. So is it your communication skill? Is it your problem-solving skill? Is it your ICT skills? Some people, especially the younger generation these days, know how to use these gadgets extremely well. Okay? So refine it. Don't just do it carelessly. Pay attention, watch YouTube videos, enroll in classes online and offline, anyhow. Learn more, polish it, understand how does this thing happen in the global world? How does it solve real life problems? Learn it, refine that skill daily. Watch at least one video daily on YouTube. You'll be amazed at how good you will become in the next maybe 2-3 years down the line. And when it matters most, you will show up, you will do the thing very easily. Don't forget, for David, when he had to use the sling, you know, it was not the first time. The story was told that when he was invited before the king and the king gave him all the armor to go and fight Goliath, he said that he could not, fit into those armor. That was not a regular war regalia that he chose. But because he had mastered a particular skill very well, it was easy for him. For the trained warriors, it was a suicide mission. But for him, it was easy. So the same way, when you come to the professional front, there are things that people that are more experienced to see and say, no, we cannot do this in this way. But because you have done it several times over in your life, you know how to navigate your way. You tell them, no, don't worry, I got this. And you will do it, will amaze them. It becomes innovation. People begin to hail you for doing something that for you is nothing, but for them, it is innovation. So please pay very close attention and keep practicing that skill. Set measurable skill milestone. So decide for yourself, this is the level where I must attain by this period of time this year. And then keep your win log of tangible results. When David came before the king, especially when they told him, when he came to challenge the Goliath, and the king asked, who is this boy? I mean, what do you think you have? He had testimonies to tell, just the same way when you come before an interview panel and they tell you, why should we hire you? That was the same scenario that David faced. And he had to make reference to what he had done before. He kept a win log. He said, I have killed the bear before, and I've killed the lion before. I think I can fight this Goliath for the nation Israel. Okay, so that was the same thing. That is the same thing for every one of us. So keep your win log. One mistake many of us do, unfortunately, is when you are winning, when you are producing results, you don't pay attention. And when it is time for you to deliver results, you begin to want to think, oh, 5 years ago, I did something, 10 years ago, I did something. Where is the records? When you keep it before you go for interview, it is important to read through. I had a mentor that I had been mentoring for a couple of years, and I told her, as you begin your career, she joined HR career at that time. And as you begin your career, every month, write your achievements down. Have a diary that you're just your achievement diary. Write it down. It will surprise you how much you have done after a while. And did you know that she followed my instructions? She was writing down monthly her achievements. And after a while, she left the job and she went for another interview. And when they asked her why should we hire, it was not difficult for her to say because she was having it visibly, making that record every minute, every day. So it made it easy for her to recount her successes. And guess what? She got the job. Today she's an HR manager somewhere in Abuja here. So it's important that you keep your win log because that will be the success stories that you will tell to the next employer that is willing to pay you more than what you are currently earning. So what actions do I recommend for people at this level? Choose one critical skill and practice it through deliberate sessions. Don't just, and this applies, you can see, not just to people at the early career stage, but to everyone. In any career path you want to break in through, go and research, go through job adverts, for example. Look at least 10 different job adverts of the same position, and you will see what recruiters are looking for. Most of them, if you see, you will see something that is consistent. For, let's say, for example, I'm looking for admin manager position, and I will go and search online for admin manager job adverts. I will download maybe 10 different ones. In between all of them, you will see something that all of them are looking for. At least across industry, there will be some cutting lines. Maybe they all need bachelor's degree in a particular course. Maybe they will all need master's degree in a particular course. Maybe they will all need Excel skills. Maybe they will all need Microsoft Word skills, you know, different kind of things. So if you find what is consistent, at least the top 3 most reflecting or consistent requests that all employers are publishing that they need, that tells you what you must have before you can even say you want to do that particular career path. So you have to identify that particular skill, then assess yourself, do I have it? If I don't have it, then make a plan on how to build your skill in that area to the level of mastery. Because for you to break into that sector, into that career path, you must master that skill excellently. So check through, make your analysis, identify the top 3 to 5 skills that are needed in that career path, then make your own plans to ensure that you deliver right on time. Then produce one improvement. That is either a report, a portfolio, or mini project that demonstrates clear business value. So it is not just enough to record your achievement, but it is very important that your achievement can actually be tied to a business problem. Just like in David's case, he was able to tie his achievement of killing the lion and the bear to the particular problem that the nation had at the particular time. It was a national problem, and he was able to let them know that if you give me this chance, I am going to solve this national problem for you with little stress. And indeed, they gave him the chance and was able to deliver. So it is not just enough that you have a skill, but your skill should solve a pressing problem for an employer. That is why they should want to pay you. Otherwise, you are useless to them. Okay? So sustained, deliberate practice drives performance and career mobility, according to Erickson and Cole. And I will choose to add that excellence is what opens the door, even when titles don't. So don't get blown away by what title they give you in any particular job role. Some small organizations tell you something like HR manager, whereas indeed you're not actually managing anything. Okay? Don't be blown away by titles. Focus on excellence. Be excellent in what you do. Whatever you are doing, excellence must be your watchword for you to be able to break through career service. So I took my time to explain this part because it affects every one of us, and I will do a bit faster for the next 4 points or so. Okay, that being said, the next point is act visibly. So we are trying to say here that it is not enough to gain mastery, but it is very important that you are seen to be making the right contribution. David's defeat of Goliath was strategically visible act that aligned with a national need. It shifted perceptions overnight. When David faced Goliath, he seized a visible high-stakes moment that refined his professional brand. It was not luck. It was preparation meeting opportunity. His victory aligned perfectly with Israel's organizational goal, deliver freedom from fear. So you must understand what is the goal that the organization wants to achieve. It is the person that solves the problem that gets seen. And that is why after David delivered, the people began to sing a song according to the story that David has killed his 10,000s and Saul his thousands. So it means that this person's result that delivered the whole nation from fear was so remarkable. It touched the life of the nation. The same way your results, your excellence, your output must touch on the bottom line of the business. And for most businesses, except it is a public venture, it would be to maximize profit or to minimize costs. So you should be able to know what is the key goal of your organization, what is the mandate of the people you want to serve, what is their problem, and you should be able to let them know how you are going to solve that problem. It is the person that identifies that key problem that gets noticed. So it is not enough. See, there is something they call false humility. Oh no, I am humble. I don't want to be seen. I'll just act under what do you call it? Behind the scene. No, it's not enough to act behind the scene. You should be seen doing what you should do. Okay, so that is what it should be. So when you are solving a problem, make sure that you are identified as the solution to that problem. Take action and get noticed or rewarded for it. So what should you do? Identify strategic problems that matter to your organization. By the way, how will you know the strategic problems of the organization if you are not close to the strategic leader to understand their pain point? If you don't hear from them, if you don't attend strategic meetings, if you don't read your organization's manuals or publications or memo and all those things, you will not know what the problem is. Some of these problems your supervisors or managers may not tell you directly, but it comes directly, by when you engage, when you network with the right people in the organization, when you come close to the people at the strategic helm of affairs, that you begin to understand what their problems are. And then when you offer a solution, you get rewarded for it. So prepare concise, result-focused action plans. If you identify what the problem is, prepare your action plans on how to solve the problem and frame your result as organizational wins. Don't be greedy and start asking, what is the need for me from day one? I see people, especially those who are not so well experienced, and as they are going for a job, the first question, how much are they paying? How much are they paying? No. Finance tilts towards value. Deliver value first and finance will come. So what is the action I recommend for you? Identify one mini goal that is a tough but solvable issue and a sponsor for it. Okay, so what is that issue, that problem in the organization you face or the organization you are targeting to get into? You must do your research, understand what is that pressing problem they have, and then find out who can speak for you about it, who can, support you, who can put in a word for you that you can solve that problem. Execute and communicate the result through a short stakeholder presentation. Get their buy-in, get a sponsor. It's also like somebody that will speak for you, that will advocate for you. Yeah, I know somebody that can solve this problem. Then when that person gives you the opportunity, take advantage, present to the stakeholders what you can do, a clear roadmap on how you can solve their problem, give them your history, and by the time they see it, they will definitely buy into it and they will give you the chance to do something. I remember when I was doing, during my NYSC days, my PPA then told me that they didn't have something to engage me with at the time. And so all they needed me to do was just come for my clearance every other month and then go back into oblivion, come back again for clearance. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. I'm a young boy. I need to get busy. Now, what did I do? I walked into a particular organization and I proposed to them, I can solve any problem that people have around ICT, around typing or typesetting and all that. I'm good with typing. I proposed what I could offer and they were, okay, can we see your CV? I came prepared. I gave them my CV and they were like, well, at the moment there is no opportunity here, but when something comes up, we'll let you know. Ladies and gentlemen, lo and behold, in the next I think 3 or 4 hours, I got a call from the same organization. Oh, we have something next week. Since you have a laptop, would you bring your laptop? We want you to do X, Y, Z. And that was how my journey into the NGO began. I never even knew they were an NGO organization. I just joined, and before you knew it, my PPA changed to them. And till today, 8 years or 9 years down the line, I'm still in the NGO world. Okay. That was because I took the initiative to walk in and present myself, show the problems I can solve. And lucky enough, I never knew there was an opportunity already on ground. If I didn't walk in there and show them what I could do, I never would have had it. Okay, so that is it. So according to the Business Harvard Review, research shows that visibility and sponsorship strongly predict promotion. Skill alone is insufficient without recognition. So your skill is good, but please, it is not enough. Be seen. be seen. Let people know the value you can offer. Let people know what problems you can solve. It goes a long way. Visibility transforms competence into recognition. It is not enough to work hard. You must be seen solving meaningful problems. Then the next one is venture resiliently. So whatever it is you are going through in life, it doesn't always go like straightforward, like it's not easy peasy all the way through, okay? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. No, that life is not like that. There are always challenges, unexpected, unpredicted issues that come up every year down the line. So you must be able to know how to adjust, make the best of those issues and refire without getting discouraged. David, even though he had been promised to be a king and he has fought and won the battle, but you can imagine that even the person that promised to establish him, which was the king, became the person that wanted to kill him. So he faced opposition. So especially for people who are already at their mid-level career and all that, you know about office politics already. You know about how you and your line manager get into some squabbles, or you and some persons in the office, get into issues here and there for battle to be seen. Okay, so you are not alone. Every one of us have it. David, in his own case, faced betrayal, political hostility. He faced personal loss, yet he adapted, forged alliances, and maintained his focus. Those setbacks were not his dead end. They were details that helped him to build his depth in leadership. It was while he was in exile that he was able to train men that eventually became warriors and stood side by side with him, fought with him until he conquered. In fact, it was recorded there was a time he was thirsty, and the only place that they could draw water from a well was behind the enemy lines. And these people that he trained while in exile, that later became mighty men of war, stood and said, even if it means us dying, we are going behind the enemy's line to fetch you water to drink. Indeed, they went through blood and on the sweat. They fought their way through to gain access to that enemy's well, drew the water, and came back for David. After fighting through all that, when David received the water, he said he was not fit enough to drink it, because this was a sacrifice of life and blood that this man gave just for him to quench his thirst. Imagine what he went through in that moment of, trials. When he was in exile, he built these men that were that loyal to die just for a cup of water for him. So don't see your challenges or your political challenges in the office politics and all those things as the end. Oh no, I have to quit. No, find a way to make the most out of it. What can you learn from it? How can you manage it well so that you'll be able to use it as a tool to advance yourself to the next level of your career? Professionals must learn to pivot, rebuild credibility, and sustain momentum amid uncertainty. So what are the key behaviors you must learn? One is to map key stakeholders and identify power dynamics. So when you get into a place, I learned the hard way in one of the organizations where I worked before I came here. And see, let me just spare you the details, but see, wherever you go, there are powers of people. As far as human beings are there are political issues going on. There are dynamisms of power forces. There are alignments in one way or the other happen. So you must be able to identify the power dynamics. Who are the key stakeholders? Who are the players in this office? Who are the people that have the right or the authority to define my career projection? How do I align? How do I play this politics? Because believe it or not, when it comes to office politics, it exists. As far as there are more than 2 people in that organization, politics exists. And because that politics exists, if you don't play, you get played. So you must understand the power dynamics and don't play dirty. If you play dirty in politics, you always get caught out. So you must understand how to navigate the politics in wherever you find yourself to ensure that your growth is not submerged and you are able to do your work successfully, earn your pay happily, and go home without having problem with anybody. I'm not saying you should join silos or join cliques in the office, no. But understanding who are the people that plays or decides or make decisions in the office helps you to know how to manage your relationship with every one of them such that you play the politics the right way, winning at all times without having bad blood with anyone. You must develop contingency plan for key risks. That means you must identify what are the risks that you stand to face in this place where you are. What are the risks? What will likely happen? If I do this, what is the repercussion? If I do that, what will happen? And if you understand the risks, then you must be able to plan. In case this happens, this will be my next game plan. That is the politics. In case it goes this way, I will go like this. In case it goes like this, I will go like this. Always have a plan B, have a contingency plan. In case this doesn't work, I go this way. In case this does not work, I go the other way. You should be able to control the narrative. Respond calmly. Don't let yourself to be bamboozled by anybody or anything. Respond calmly, okay? Be factual, strategically, and when setback comes, don't respond emotionally. Be factual. What exactly is the issue you are trying to attack here? And what must we do to ensure that these issues are properly solved? So that should be your focus. Okay. And what are the recommended action? Create a stakeholder map and list 2 possible contingency opportunities. Execute 1 contingency plan and document how you turn the challenge into progress. According to Mahdi and Koshaba, they identified that adaptive resilience is a core skill for navigating volatility and mid-career stagnation. And I chose to add that in today's volatile work environment, resilience is a new advantage. So don't be caught up. You must be able to refire no matter what happens. Refire. Don't get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. You may sometimes get on the bad side of politics, but never be discouraged. Learn from it and immediately get back on the track. One of my colleagues, a friend of mine, recently reached out to me, and by the time we spoke, I realized that she unfortunately did not notice the signs when certain political moves were made in her office. And do you know what happened? It cost her job. And I told her, you have learned now. You must be able to pay attention, read the lines, read between the lines, and know when to position yourself in the politics of relevance in the office, so that you don't get caught out. And you'll be able to position yourself and enjoy your own labor, so that another person will not take it from you. Okay, that will be that. The next will be invest in influence. Sorry, if you'll give me 1 minute.
Yeah, you're welcome back.
Okay, sorry. I had to attend to an emergency. Okay, so I want to know, is document a necessary part strategic leadership? Please, Farah, can you unmute and ask? I'm not sure I understand. Can you unmute, please, so I understand you better? Okay, I guess the person can't hear us at the moment. Mustafa Ali, you're asking this last slide on investing. Do you have a question about it? I am yet to discuss it. So I don't know what question you probably have about it. Hello, Mustafa, do you want to unmute and tell us?
Hello, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you very much for the time and good presentation. So this last slide you were talking about invest in influence.
Yes.
And yeah, so like the network is breaking. I couldn't hear you well. Was really saying about it.
Okay, thank you very much. I have not spoken about it yet, so I am yet to talk about it now. So if you just listen in the next 5 minutes, you will understand what it means. Okay, so basically I'm saying when I talk about invest in influence, see, there is very little your competence can do but then there is also something that your relational capital can offer you when it comes to career projection or career growth. Okay, so you must learn how to transform relationship into sustaining ethical influence. That is talking about your relationship with mentors, sponsors, and allies who will advocate for you. Just like in the case of David that we're talking about, his ascent to the kingship would have been impossible without some relationships in his life. There was the guy who anointed him to be king, which is Samuel. There was a Jonathan, who was the prince at the time, who even saved his life at a certain time. You know, there were some people who were loyal followers that even crowned him as king. There were those that he trained that may eventually become mighty men of warriors that stood with him and fought with him for every battle that he fought, making sure that he won them. We need people in our career. We need people in our life. Okay, his influence was a relational capital that he built over time. Every one of us needs to build this relational capital. Don't be I go talk my mind anyhow way you be, I not send. No, you must be able to ensure that you do the right thing at all times, making sure that you win people's admiration. Don't be a cancer to people. Be valuable to people. Be nice to people. Support people, help people, because that is how you build relationship. Okay, be there for people, support people in their own job. Don't just say, I will just come and do my job and go. No, go out of your way and do things for people, because when it matters, they will be the ones holding you up when you cannot do things for yourself. There are people who, as little as a gate man in your office where you work or something where you want to work, they may be the ones that have access to the ears of the CEO. If you want to meet the CEO on your own, you may never meet that CEO. But just the gate man, if you are nice to the gate man, he may be the one to give you access to the CEO. So you must value the blessing of people and nurture them well. Don't be a cancer. Don't be a parasite. Contribute to people. Don't just take, give. Okay? Building ethical influence and nurturing sponsors, mentors, and allies. Sustain growth when promotion stalls. There are people that will go on. That's your boss that you cannot talk to. There is somebody that can walk up to him and say, oh boy, why this guy never get promotion after 10 years now? And the boss will say, I know even know, I know seeing fight. He will stand and say, look for the fight. I remember once I was working, when I was volunteering with my department in school, in University of Maiduguri at the time, and there was this guy whose file was somewhere. It was not where it was supposed to be for. Only God knows. I don't know how the file left at the right place, and the file was actually in the store where we keep project files. I don't know how the file got there, but do you know what it meant? This guy cannot graduate until that file is found, because the documents they need for his graduation is inside that file. And that file is not kept where every other file is kept. I don't know how, but somehow when we realized that this guy's name, we were already compiling the list of graduating students for that year. And this guy's name was not there. His results are there, but his file are not there. So even though we can see all his results, unfortunately, there are documents that we need from part 1 to part 4 to verify that this guy is due for graduation, and it was not there. I took the pain to go through searching everywhere until I found that file. Imagine that that person is someone that I don't know. Do you think I will go through that stress for the person? I had to go through that stress, digging through, going through the rubbles, going through the dirt until I found the file, made sure I found everything. And the documents that were missing, I called him, go and look for this document, look, go here, go here, go here. We put all the documents together, assembled it, put it back in the file, added it to where it's supposed to be. That guy was able to graduate with his colleagues. If not because I knew that guy, I would never go through that level of stress. And don't forget, it's not like they're even paying me for the job. So you need people, especially in rooms where you don't have access to. Those people have access to that room, small as they may be, but value and respect everybody you meet in your professional career. So what should you do? Cultivate sponsors, those who speak for you in key rooms, engage in mutual mentoring, both giving and receiving mentoring. No matter what level you are in life, there is somebody you know something better than. If you are a student, there are junior students that you can tutor. If you are an experienced person, there are younger junior staff members you can mentor. Okay, if you are, no matter the level where you are, there is somebody above you, there is somebody below you. So give your, what do you call it, volunteer services to the people above you, volunteer services to the people below you. That is how you win the people's heart. Practice reciprocity, okay? That is helping others to win. When people do things for you, don't just sit, yes, I deserve it, and they're supposed to do it for me. No. Go all out, do something back for people. It helps to ensure to, earn the will. I am here today talking about, spending my time dishing this for you. If it were to be a paid session, they should pay me nothing less than 300K for doing this session for you. But I'm doing it on the heels of relationship with Mr. Ayo. On the heels of relationship for 0 naira, 0 value. And I know if I call Ayo for anything tomorrow, he will answer me even if it is not convenient. Okay, that is how you win. Things that you would have bought with money, you will get it easily or free because you have access to people's hearts. Please value people wherever you find them, people above you, people below you. Speak to everybody with the same level of respect. Okay, so what should you do in this level? Identify a potential sponsor and schedule an alignment discussion. Alignment discussion is for you to understand if that person is interested in what you're interested in, and if the person is willing to sponsor you. By sponsor, it means speaking for you, not giving you money. I'm not talking about money here. Don't go and say, I'm looking for a sponsor that will pay. So, no. People that will put their credibility on the line. I think it was Apostle Joshua Salman that said once that just by holding somebody's hand and going through a particular hall was all the person needed for visibility and the next movement of his life. There are people in that space that when you snap pictures with them, it opens certain doors for you. Make efforts to attend some conferences and seminars in your field. There are thought leaders in your field that when you get to meet them one-on-one, you may not even get to see them except in such kind of fora. Then you get to meet them, with them, snap pictures with them. It is enough when you put it on your LinkedIn, for example. Oh, this guy have access to this person. I better align with this person so I can gain access to that person also. So some of these things open doors you never can tell. Secure sponsor advocacy and mentor at least one colleague. So make sure you get somebody that will be willing to speak for you at all times, and also make sure that on your own part, you are willing to do something for people below you. And I chose to add that your network is not a luxury, it is a strategic asset. Make sure you know how to leverage and use it well. Then, the last part of the framework is design legacy. So you must have maybe become so experienced doing certain things. You need to shift your mindset from looking at yourself as everybody should come to me, because now you are known, everybody knows you for excellence. So you want to hold down everything and everybody. If you need it, come to me. I am the only one that can do it. No, you are killing yourself. Our key reference, David, his reign he ended it with intentional leadership transfer. He invested in Solomon, made sure you showed him what he needed to do, organized what he needed to work with, made sure he made adequate planned resources, led him through, showed him things, established him, and then handed over. Don't just be here to make it more like, no, it has to be me. If you get to that level of mastery, the next thing for you will be to institutionalize your processes, making sure that these things can run without even you, so that you can be able to leverage on it and say, I created this, I created that, I made this work, I made that work. And you train people in that way to grow in that thing that you have created. You don't want people to reinvent the wheel after you have. If not, your memory will be lost in a flash after you retire. But what we need is for you to create a legacy that will outlive you. And what should you do to achieve that? Document your decision frameworks. How do you arrive at certain decisions? What do you do? How do you do it? Document it. Let it be clear so that a newbie that comes can see step by step how to achieve the same thing. Hide it. Put it out there. Because that is what you should do at that stage. Delegate authority with accountability. Don't just make things all about you, but delegate. Let other people also participate. Give it to them. Allow people to join you in what you're doing and all that. Sponsor successors through stretch assignments. Let it not just be all about you. Let other people also see and participate with you in what you are doing. So what are the recommended action? Documentary critical decision rules you use. What are in your office currently? Because this is stuff you're obviously looking to experienced professionals. So what are the key things you do? Make it a workflow, something that people can easily read and understand and flow with you. Okay, launch a knowledge transfer mini program or mentor one successor. So let it not just be the things you know that when you are retiring, it goes with you. Make sure you transfer it. Let people say that it is because of this man that I am successful in my career. There will come the time when, if it is not for people around you, you will grow into oblivion. Nobody will remember you. You will just become redundant and people will forget you. When you retire, people will be happy that you're not even there because you have not invested in them. You have not given anything to them. But if you're able to build successors, if you're able to mentor people now, by the time you're no longer having that energy to drive or do the work as you used to do it now, those people will stand. And not forget, when you retire, you will need some consultancy gigs. You need to run consultancy. It is the people that you train today that will give you consultancies. Consultancies don't come because you are capable. It comes because people know you and they will stand and say, no, this is the person we need. That thing you are doing, you are not the only one that can do it, but somebody will give you that job. And those people that will give you that job will be people that you have invested in over time, people that know your credibility, people that know your competence, people that know what you can deliver. So you must make sure that you invest in people. According to Rothwell, legacy-oriented leadership ensures continuity and preserves institutional knowledge. And I choose to add that legacy thinking is the mark of great leaders. So don't just think about self. Think about others. Think about the system. Think about how you can make everything become a process without you in the play. Now, having mentioned that, let us map all this David strategy to different career stages. Okay, let's map the David framework to different career stages. So for people who are early career starters, that is those that are within 0 to 5 years of job experience, the likely ceilings we face that we mentioned earlier is lack of visibility and career direction, limited access to mentors or sponsors, skills that are not yet distinctive. The skill you have is more like everybody else has it, right? So what should you do? Develop mastery, act visibly, and invest in influence. So if you are within 0 to 5 years of experience, these 3 pillars are what you should focus on. Develop mastery, act visibly, and invest in influence. If you do these 3, you will break through these limitations. I promise you. If you try it, if it doesn't work, anywhere you see me, call me a liar. Okay? So, winning strategies. Develop micro practice on one core skill. We mentioned it earlier. Volunteer for a mini Goliath, a visible high value project. Volunteer yourself. Step up to be counted. Be part of what is happening. Build a relationship with at least one mentor or sponsor. Don't just be on your own. Let people know you. And when we say build a relationship, that means you have to volunteer, do things for free. Let people know that you can do this thing. Let them see the value you can create before they even say whether they want to pay or not. Let people trust you. Let people vouch for you. Okay? If you can implement these 3 pillars, you will scale through that limitation you have within your first 5 years of job experience. For mid-career professional, that is people between 5 years to 15 years of job experience, okay? So the major problem that we see in those categories is growth plateau. That is, you have grown to the level where you feel like your skill is no longer anything new, that like your skill is stagnated, okay? You are no longer seeing yourself growing where you are. Then political challenges and limited sponsorship. And then your work is seen as operational, not strategic. There is a routine thing. You are marking attendance every day. So these are some of the things that people in this category face between year number 6 to year number 15. Okay, mostly these are the summary, especially the political challenges and limited sponsorship. So for you to break through this career ceiling, What you must do is to act visibly, venture resiliently, and invest in influence. I am mentioning because I've taken time to explain it thoroughly. And I just give you some key points on winning strategies. Take ownership of strategic organization level challenge. What is that challenge that your organization is facing? Take ownership. Don't say, you know, consign me. It consign you. Solve that problem for your organization. Let them know you are the one to solve that problem. You will see, you will get the recognition you deserve. Build agility. That is by learning new skills and learning how to navigate politics wisely. I have talked so much about it, so I'm not going to dwell a lot on it. And then cultivate sponsors who will advocate publicly for you. If there is nobody at the top level that can say, this guy is good, let's give him this chance. You are not there yet. You must make sure that they see the value you have. Let there be somebody that is willing to say, let's give this young man, let's give this young lady that opportunity. Okay? So consciously cultivate those kinds of people. That is you playing politics the right way. And then if you are experienced or you are near retirement, that is from 15 years of experience upwards, okay, in your job role. So some of the things that you will see people in this place, you know, face is you reach obsolescence. That means you're getting to the level where your skill is no longer felt like it's needed in the current world. For example, people who are used to paper system of doing things. Today, computers taking over everything, especially with the advent of AI. And for those that are used to maybe you are AutoCAD, you are drawing AutoCAD manually. Today, there are computer programs that can do a drawing and deliver it in less than 1 hour. So your skill is becoming obsolete. You realize that you're becoming useless in the work. If you're not careful, they shift you aside. If they cannot sack you, they'll just put you, be collecting salary. You don't want to deal with you. You just be there, figurehead, doing nothing. Okay? Dependence on personal expertise. You know, everything is about you. There are no people around you that can succeed you, successfully. And fear of losing relevance after retirement. These are issues that people in this category face. And how can they overcome? We say that you must develop mastery. Again, you see, develop mastery is coming for people at this level because you need to refresh yourself based on what is currently happening in the job market. What skill is required? What is happening? Before we used to do paperwork. Now we are at the level where we are doing, we are doing AI. So we need you to reinvent yourself, learn new skills, venture resiliently, and design legacy. And how do you do that? Reskill in one new area, e.g. technology, governance, whatever it is that you have identified is your own area. Reskill in that area. Stay adaptable and mentor across generations. Don't just mentor people that are immediately, the generations after you. Mentor Gen Z. There is something you will learn from them. There is something they will learn from you. Mentor across generations because 5-10 years down the line, those are the people that will sustain your career relevance. Without them, you will grow into obsolescence. Okay? Then document systems, delegate authority, and mentor successors. We've talked a lot about these ones already. So these are the things I've been able to map for you, the key pillars you should focus on depending on the career stage you possibly will find yourself in. Now, having said that, how relevant is it for you for all the career stages? So we're going to see, irrespective of the career stage you find yourself, you can find one thing you can apply for each of the David framework. For example, someone who is an early career professional, that is 0 to 5 years, when we talk about developing mastery, we say build credibility through skill mastery, act visibly by volunteering for visible projects that demonstrate initiative, venture resiliently by learning adaptability and emotional agility, invest in influence by building mentorship relationship and peer networks. If you are in this category, you are not attending your conferences of your professional networks and all that, then you are not positioning yourself or you are not doing yourself good. Okay? Then design legacy. Start building a professional reputation rooted in integrity. Don't be the person that anything goes, anything, if they talk about corruption, your name will be mentioned. By the time you get to 15 years of career journey, people will no longer trust you. By the time you retire, people cannot give you a job because this one always cuts corners. So you start early, start building your legacy early. Okay, for mid-career professionals, we say you should refine your expertise to remain competitive. So don't just say, oh, I have learned expertise in Excel. That is all I need. No, my friend, Power BI is out. There are different tools coming out. There is even now what they call R, Python, R, and all those things. Keep learning, keep refining your skill, go deeper for the latest innovation in that skill, in that area. Master it, keep refining your skill. Develop mastery as you go in that area of your specialty. Don't be caught out. And I'm happy for all of you because you are here. We are doing a program with this institution that I know about. So that means you are investing in yourself. Okay, so keep it up, keep doing it, keep refining it. So act visibly, lead cross-functional or organizational impact projects. Stand out to be counted. When there is a problem in the organization, don't hide, don't stand on the fence, stand out, show yourself to be counted. Manage politics and organizational transitions with maturity. Okay, don't just go and cave in. I've talked about politics in the regions in depth, so I'm not dwell on it again. Strengthen sponsorship and strategic alliances and institutionalize your best practices for continuity. You deliver something, you do something in the organization, don't hide it. Write it down, let it be a note that other people can leverage and learn from. They will call you in my organization, especially in other African countries, when they recruit a new L&D person, they will say, go to Tochukwu, he needs to teach you something. He needs to tell you how he's doing this and that and that. And they come and this is this, I have a tool, this is the tool I deploy, I can give it to you, customize it for your own good. If they use it across another country, it is my win. But ultimately, the organization is winning. So design your legacy, not just only when you're about to retire. Excuse me. And then for experienced or near retirement professionals, revisit mastery to stay relevant in evolving fields. Model visibility by showcasing the team's collective need. Let it not be about you. Let everybody be seen. The more you give people chance to be seen and not just you alone, they reference you. You become, when it is their turn, they will give you the relevance you also need. Reinvent to remain valuable and meet digital and generational shifts. So don't just stay in the sideline. Don't hide. Reinvent yourself. Transition from influence accumulation to influence multiplication. Okay, so let it not just be about you. Multiply influence by pouring out yourself in a lot of people. Let people know you. Let people reference their growth and promotion to you. Okay, focus on succession planning and system building if you find yourself in this category. Ladies and gentlemen, the application guidelines I will tell you is how you can be able to apply all what we have said. If you follow these simple steps, it will help you. First is identify your current career stage. Where am I? Ask yourself. Then take note of the top David pillars that I've already mentioned, the two slides behind. Which prioritization, which of them should you prioritize now? It is good to apply all of them like we've seen, but there are priorities. The one when we mapped to career stages, I told you the priorities, depending on the career stage where you are. Focus on that priority pillars and work on them. Then definition, write one line sentence defining your current career ceiling. Write it, let it be very clear. What is the career ceiling you're currently facing? And then set action plan. What you must do within 30 days to 90 days, based on the recommendation I've given you, and many others you will come up with. Identify at least 3 to 5 actions you will take consistently for the next 30 days. It could be watching YouTube video, it could be reaching out to somebody, it could be, whatever it is that you identify, make sure you follow through for the next 30 to 90 days. You will realize how easy it will become at the end of the process. And lastly, make sure you are accountable. If possible, let somebody get an accountability partner, if possible. Or if not, get schedule for yourself, 30 days, set a calendar, take a note, mark it every day, keep yourself accountable. Then after a period of the time you have set, do your own evaluation, do monitoring evaluation for yourself. Ask yourself, have I achieved my goal? Where did I skip? Where did I miss? What must I do to cover? After I've done this for 30 days, did it work for me? If not, what must change? What must I do differently? Do it, and you must be intentional. Don't sit on the fence. You must be intentional about your career to break through. Okay? Then, having said that, summary of the key points I need you to reflect on is that this strategy I've shared with you, though it happened so many years ago, it is still relevant in today's world. Career success is not a miracle. It is a method. If you learn the method and apply it like I've given you the guide rail, it will definitely work for you. If it doesn't work, call me a liar. Call me anywhere you see me, just pour me sand if you can. Follow this strategy, it will work. Okay? Each pillar of the David framework builds on the previous. So for you to achieve the next pillar, you must make sure you follow through carefully. This pillar, apply it properly as I've shared it with you already. You will see it will definitely work for you. Excellence, visibility, resilience, influence, and legacy remain timeless. Irrespective of the career stage you find yourself, these key points, they remain timeless and they are valuable for professionals at all time, irrespective of the career stage we find ourselves. You must learn to be excellent, you must be visible, you must be resilient, you must invest in influence, and you must make sure that you build legacy. Having said that, ladies and gentlemen, your throne is not a destination. It is the outcome of disciplined growth. You must make sure that you discipline yourself and follow through the strategy to grow. In summary of the David framework, I want to say that basically what I'm trying to say in summary is that you must master the craft before you claim the crown. If you don't master that craft, that skill, it will be difficult for you to get to the crown where you become, the king. You must make your wins visible and tied to business pain. What is that problem in your organization? If you cannot solve it, nobody will know you. You must turn setbacks into reroutes, not roadblocks. When you face opposition, when you face challenges, you must find a way around it. Don't stop there. You must gather momentum to, if you cannot jump over it, go around it, and make sure you keep moving forward. Let nothing, not even setbacks, stop you from moving forward. And you must understand that relationships that vouch for you beat code resumes. It is not enough to just submit your CV. Sometimes some people don't need your CV because it is somebody that recommended you. They give you the job even without interviews. It happens till tomorrow and it will continue to happen. It is not ojoro, it happens. It's a natural thing of life. So you must learn that you build relationship, invest in them, because sometimes they could be all you need, not even submitting a very good written world-class CV. And you must multiply impact by teaching and delegating. You must know that it is not enough to be an expert yourself, but you must be able to build people, mentor people, teach other people, to be able to know more so that those people will be the ones to hold your hand when you are growing or getting weaker. Ladies and gentlemen, in conclusion, David life proves that obscurity, opposition, and opportunity are all essential ingredients of greatness. Each stage demanded a different version of David. Likewise, every career stage, his story reminds us that promotion is really a miracle. It is a process, like I've mentioned several times. Breaking a career ceiling is not about waiting for luck. It will not just come by luck. It has to be strategic. Or waiting for a Saul. A Saul now means someone that is like a top CEO somewhere to notice you. No, it is about consistently applying this David framework. And what does that mean? It means you should develop mastery, act visibly, venture resiliently, invest in influence, and continue to design legacy. Let it be stated about you that you are one of those that did something in a way that it became how those things are now done in your organization. So that by the time you come back there, maybe 20 years later, you will tell the young ones, when I was here, it was me and this person that started doing this thing this way. I am happy that people maintain that legacy. Okay, so that is what you must do to succeed. No matter where you are currently in your career, whether you are starting out, navigating mid-career turbulence, or defining legacy, the same truth applies, irrespective of where you find yourself. Your preparation in the unseen determines your elevation in the seen. So you must begin to prepare, even when it seems as if nobody is seeing you. Those things you're doing are preparing you for what will put you on the notice board, on the TV, and all that. For everyone you see appearing on the TV, they did not just start today. They started somewhere. For me that is talking to you today, I did not build my presentation skill yesterday. I started somewhere where nobody even knew me, where nobody knew I could talk. I didn't even know I could talk. I started talking. I started presenting my ideas. I started coming up with ideas, packaging it in a way that I could communicate my thought pattern and influence somebody's decision and all that, packaging it and all that. Today, I am being invited to speak in forums where experienced and high-level professionals speak. So it is a privilege for me to be speaking amongst professionals like you also. So if not because I have built some of these skills when nobody is seeing me, you probably would not have spent 1 minute of your time listening to me because I'll be sounding like sound bowels. But here we are because something has happened. So for every one of us, that thing you're doing, you think nobody is seeing it, keep doing it. Just continue. Don't give up. Keep doing it. Refine it. Repackage it. It is the thing that will announce you in the coming days. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. At this point, we'll take questions. If you want to contact me, that's my phone number, that's an email, and I am available on LinkedIn. You can follow me, we can connect, and we can continue this conversation subsequently. Thank you very much. If you have questions, please, I cede the floor to you, and I'll be reading the chat also. Okay, Temitope is asking if I can make the slide available. Yes, I will pass it through Mr. Ayo, who will give you a PDF version of it. So I'm sure he has your details. He will share it across with you. Do we have anyone with question? Ahmed Zanna, do you want to rephrase your question so we can be able to respond to it? I don't think I understand what you're asking. Okay, Peju Ayinde, thank you very much. I appreciate your nice words. So, any question, please? Okay, it seems we don't have any questions. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate your time tonight, and I hope we get to meet somewhere. I hope what I've shared will be valuable for someone, and I hope to see you all at the top. At that point, I'll say have a lovely night rest. See you some other time, some other place. Good night.
After November, after wancan bill da na mun sake mun je yana tura mun.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're most welcome.
And thank you, our coordinator.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much, Mr. Tochukwu. That was really, really, really insightful. Thank you for your love and commitment. And let me say this, I think I announced it to our participants I think days ago, that Mr. Tochukwu's car was stolen by armed robbers. And you can see that despite this, he made himself available and, presented, as if nothing happened. This shows how dedicated and passionate Mr. Tochukwu is, when it comes to human development. So thank you so much. We really appreciate you, Mr. Tochukwu, for this insightful and wonderful presentation. Please, can we all, maybe send out our digital claps? Let us clap for Mr. Tochukwu for that wonderful presentation.
Say energy charge 1 point minute. Say yes, I fixed charge.
Sarah, please. Okay. Sarah. Okay, I'm muted Sarah. So thank you so much. Okay, let me check the YouTube if maybe. Okay. Currently there are no questions on the YouTube. Once again, thank you, sir, for this insightful and great presentation. I bless the day that we met, because it takes, commitments and true love to show up to deliver this wonderful presentation, despite what you passed through few weeks ago, from the hands of these criminals. Thank you so much, and we pray that the Almighty will replenish your pockets. And there's a saying in Yoruba that when a king's that's palace, get bonds, is going to bring out a wonderful one. So I am sure that a wonderful car is coming, your way very, very soon. So thank you so much. God bless you, sir. We really, really appreciate your efforts.
It's my pleasure,
coming
sir.
to bless us this evening. And I want to also encourage our participants. It is not enough to listen to the presentation. What is paramount and important is for you to take steps, to follow what you have been, told this evening. And I believe that the sky will be the starting point. So thank you, everyone. Okay, I think, let me check to be sure that there is no, okay, there is no question. So thank you so much, everyone, for coming. I'll be sending out the link, because the video is currently on YouTube. We're also streaming it live, so it will be available on YouTube. You can go and rewatch the video, so that the more you watch, the more it sinks into us. So thank you, everyone, for coming. And most importantly, thank you, Mr. Tochukwu. God bless you. Please, as he has said, please make sure you connect with him. Don't say I did not tell you, because by the time he becomes the president of Nigeria, so don't say I did not tell you.
Amen.
Get his contact now. One thing I am so certain about him, there are so many things you can learn from him. So many things. He's a man of wisdom. I can tell you that he's a man of wisdom. So many things to learn from him. We have been coming now for a very long time. It's been years now, and it's been a wonderful journey with him. So thank you, everyone. Mr. Tochukwu, thank you so much.
I appreciate, sir.
We can release you now. Do have a splendid night rest. And to everyone who joined the presentation, thank you. Good night. Have a wonderful and splendid night rest.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Ogadan and